Scott here from SGA for the Command Tip of the Week. Today we're going to discuss the size of the building and why that is important to a good size up. There have been numerous studies done to determine the appropriate number of firefighters that should respond to an incident. NFPA has created a couple of advisory standards. NFPA 1710, Standard for the Organization and Deployment of Fire Suppression Operations, Emergency Medical Operations, and Special Operations to the Public by Career Fire Departments, and its partner standard NFPA 1720, Standard for the Organization and Deployment by Volunteer Fire Departments. These standards contain minimum requirements related to the deployment by substantially all career and volunteer fire departments. The requirements address functions and objectives of the fire department's service delivery, response capabilities, and resources. When these standards were developed, the authors took into account the tasks and functions that need to be accomplished to have successful remediation of an incident. This means that we need to have enough personnel to accomplish search, fire, attack, and exposure protection, just to name a few tasks. The size of that building has an effect on the number of resources required to accomplish these tasks. Some organizations base those sizes on dimensions in square footage. In a non-scientific study, we found that the fire service as a whole is not very accurate with these predictions. We did an experiment with over 400 students and had them evaluate a hotel lobby for square footage. We asked the students to give us the total square footage of the lobby and write it onto a piece of paper. We got numbers from 4,000 square feet all the way up to 40,000 square feet. The total square footage of that lobby was actually 14,000 square feet. We then asked the same students to estimate how much of that lobby they could search with a 4-person engine company using one bottle. And the results from that experiment came back that all 400 students were within 5 percentage points of each other. This appears to be quite a bit more accurate than predicting square footage. So my team came up with a standard, and I'll do my best to explain it here. If you can search 100% of a structure with your crew using one bottle, we would call that a small. And a small working incident can probably be handled by a first alarm assignment. If you can only search 75% of that structure, that would be a medium, and you will need 2 companies to complete that search. If it takes 2 companies to complete the search, it makes sense that it's going to take 2 companies to complete the exposure protection, and so on. So this is probably going to take a second alarm to accomplish it. If you can only search 50% of the building, it's a large, and the possibility of a third alarm. And less than 50% is an extra large, and that would be a 4th alarm. We should consider these descriptors as a predictor of required resources. This would help us not be short of resources because we have not ordered them. So stay tuned for more tips on size up and risk assessment in the upcoming weeks. Be sure to practice the perishable skill of size ups and making good decisions with valuable predictors. And as always, train like your life depends on it, because it does, and be safe out there.